First part of this self-analysis is going to look at the most fundamental element of the Greenspan Floortime approach, which is following the child's lead. Following the child's lead means that we're joining the child, becoming part of their world, acknowledging what their needs are and trying to meet their needs, oftentimes without them being able to tell us or show us. As we're following the child's lead, it's important that we join the child, both physically and verbally, and that we're having fun and that the child is having fun. If these things are not present, then we're not doing this correctly, or maybe we're not even in the right environment that can support the child's actual needs. When we think about frequency and analyzing these clips, remember, in the 10 minutes we're looking at, we want to be seeing how many times, how often are we doing things that we shouldn't be doing because they're not necessarily falling in line with floor time. Now, I'm not saying that you can't utilize other techniques throughout your day when you're doing other types of activities with your child. However, when you're utilizing the Greenspan Floortime approach, remember, in order to make the most efficient and effective learning experience for your child, it's important that these principles and techniques be maintained all of the time. These are not a sometimes thing, these are an all the time thing in order to truly make it effective. Remember, we need the child to do the thinking. We want to make sure the child is interacting with us, not just communicating verbally. Remember, interaction is both pre-verbal and verbal communication. It is not about educating a child, it is not about drilling a child, and it is not about eliciting the response that we're looking for. Because the second we as the adult take charge, take over, become the leader, the child is now no longer an active participant. We're no longer following their lead, and instead we're trying to teach them and educate them, which has been proven to be ineffective at generalizing these types of concepts. It's not that we can't teach a child to tie their shoes by telling them step by step what to do. However, when it comes to relating, communicating, and thinking, the core tenets of social emotional health for all children, these skills cannot just be taught by an adult telling a child what to do, think, or say. Instead, the child has to learn through experience with the support of a nurturing caregiver, but without direct instruction or teaching from that caregiver. The second we tell the child what to think, now the child is simply using our ideas, our information. They're not learning to think for themselves. They're not going to learn to adapt, they're not going to learn to problem solve, and they're not going to learn to create. However, if we can encourage a child to do the thinking all the time, now we have a child who is able to be truly interdependent into their adult lives.